Alright, welcome back. Fellow Justice. Let's continue. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What next? What's he talking about? The more. Understand why you want to protect Machi. Yet remember you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? Stealing my lines. I recall the state of the crime quite well. The state of the room. Yes, and when the murder took place, the window was closed. I had hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. The more. I've nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my pity of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. But she's the only eyewitness we have. So you see, the victim named her as the sireness witness. Yeah, that's right. That's what Mr. tells. We're here to claim. We even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Herr Judge. Yes. Pressing requests the witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's requests. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Laura can testify, we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence. This examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, may you continue making your case. Danke? Danke, now where were we? Yes, we'll hear from Fraulein Detective. Wait, let me hear Lamore's testimony one more time. The examination is already over. Until such a time as needed arises. This witness may leave the stand. I'm sorry I could not be of any more assistance. Alas, back to the real trial. Ready, forehead. Hope I didn't miss my only chance. Fraulein Detective, how far have we gotten when we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I just like saying the same thing twice. I never repeat a song for an encore. You would, Miss Sky. I believe I was saying that the only way Mrs. House Killer could have escaped was through that weird vent in the ceiling. Ah, yes, there was only one door in that room, and the witness you was standing in front of it. That vent isn't very big, see. That's the kind of people who could possibly get through. I definitely would have a difficult time. You're sure, not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. Only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. First row performance. I couldn't have been better myself. Just said a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances? Again. Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? It was bizarre. She's right. Why did Mr. Dawson's body disappear from the room? End up on top of that stage tower. Holding a guitar, no less. Perspective observation, Herr Judge. Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you were in this job long enough. You get a nose for things. I just explained it to himself. Very good, Fraulein Detective. Let's see if you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? How does that lead us to the killer? I think Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match the Morse song. No one in the country had a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. The Moore's song. Yes, the guitar serenade. You notice it's code too, do you not? It's code? All the events that day follow the lyrics to our song. First the keys, my heart held them so tight, were stolen. Professor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Nurse Sertaus's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale. I admit I've forgotten about that song. But there it is now waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that. Further wrote the songs and counting the songs. But killing! It's a wild word out there, Herr Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance, let's get on to the next, the cross-examination. Not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Okay. We might steal the body because of some lyrics. Who would steal a body to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but that can't just be a coincidence. As Fraulein Detective says. Let's begin with the first verse. If you would, Fraulein Detective. What? You want me to sing it? You're the witness, yeah? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial. Fine, fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? You stole away the keys, my heart held on so tight. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped hearing was stolen that morning. Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet. We find, burning out in my heart, fire burned my love away, all away. Ooh. As we know, you went too fast for me, but it's fine. A brutal of fire take my life away all the way. The murder. His life was taken by a bullet. Bravo, Fraulein Detective. Your singing, it's not bad. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar, up to the sky. It says in the lyric, Mr. Taos was found with the guitar high in the sky over the stage. No reason coincidence could be so well conceived. He's right, scientifically speaking. What a Wacky said. That concert was whack. It's hard not to agree when she pours her heart into it like that. The shooter. Let me have a look at these lyrics. So the keys. Does the prosecution have any idea why you do all this? To help my scientific opinion? No clue. But you clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason. Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. I never relax, even if he had a reason. And worse if he got done. The deal's complete aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim. Fraulein Detective, I take offense at that description. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say. Yes, describe what's planned for sure. But Mr. Taos spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I do that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently he learned English on his own. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in an elaborate fashion. It seemed difficult to imagine. This is what a famous prosecutor did as a publicity stunt. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song! Of course not, and I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone has already listened to my music. You had my textbook at school. Never heard of them. What does that say about me? I'm just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. What do you mean he left his signature? What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what, exactly? Dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing out the victim in there. It couldn't have been more than 5 feet apart. It'd be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Machi, you can't see. That's why he missed. It's only an explanation that makes sense. He used sound and evidence to fire that gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, Sha. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew this bullet hole would come back to haunt me. Just think, Justice, what do I do now? Raise an objection. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. Why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun missing entirely. A hit alone would show off his aim. Convincing argument, to be sure. Aha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? Huh? What? The bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim? Are you kind of, admitting that he did it? Oh. Doesn't matter why he missed. That is what the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Yipes, I missed my foot in it this time. Let's get the facts of the matter on the record. You would, Fräulein Detective. Very well. The witness will add it to her testimony. Right. You can see his mind because there's put holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof, per se. Huh? You merely raised a possibility. Fräulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based on the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. Then it was only one who could have escaped to the hair vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, if you would care to explain. He certainly seems sure of himself. Call the crime scene if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. I went backstage was told about the evidence, including Machi and Tobai. He would have known that there would be a way out of the scene at the top of the stepladder. But that's... why is it the first time you're hearing about this? You could have figured it out yourself. You only need to consider what that stepladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been pushed by a stepladder. Well, hit forehead. Out of ammunition, perhaps. I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the sin of blood. Well, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That'll take down one of their central points. Do you have any evidence that can prove that, though? I don't feel like I do. I can't think of anything that proves the shooter we could see. Your face doesn't exactly project confidence. Maybe you should just accept it and move on. Apollo, go backbone. Very well, the witness his testimony. I couldn't even get a word in edgewise. Doesn't look so good as it, Apollo. No, it doesn't. What do we do? First, we don't panic, even though Machi's case is leaking water by the gallon. Gavin's on a roll and it's up to me to stop him. I mean, looking at the evidence, it's like, I have no idea. Like... I mean, crime scene photo? Huh. Actually, if he was blind, how could he have known to wipe the name or whatever he was trying to write off? That doesn't make sense. The prosecution holds that the shooter couldn't see. A scientific conclusion based on a thorough examination of the crime scene, yes. Apparently not thorough enough. There are certain pieces of evidence that completely overturns your claim. What? This is that evidence. The photograph of the crime scene. I don't care much for the smirk or Professor Gavin's face. This is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor. The crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use. Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. Contradiction at the crime scene is the writing he was trying to do, but it's all smudged. Contradiction is right here. The smeared bloodstains. I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. Notice if he wrote something. Aha, I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Detective tried to write something, what would he write about the shooter's name? What would he write in his own blood? Pretty good, eh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Well, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to add? No, anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You read that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer, and that the killer tried to rub the name out. What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Tuss was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait. Once he saw what it was. But he just testified about the shooter. I said they were blind. Ah! And the scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? Never mind at the court the defendant, Machi is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what the hell this means. I mean, look at this photo. It seems quite clear the shooter could see. Yet, up until now... It seems I owe the court an apology. The earners are pinned with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, the reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, pal, look at him. Why is Mr. Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. He's about to tell us. I got an idea. Let's rock with these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me. Why do you think that Machi is blind? Uh-huh. What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Laura lead him by the hand all the time? No way. The reporter in the defense is Machi. According to this, Machi can see perfectly well. What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Virginians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say exactly? Have forehead. Not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fraulein detective. But that's a significant fact, yes. Consider Machi Tobias. He was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe our forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was a kickback from the .45 caliber gun. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection will just flown off for a brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, hair for head. Ah! Great. Well, things look great. So, we'll come back next time and see where this goes. Hopefully better.